Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to Muslim Basketball Podcast for a new season. Your host Ibrahim Sharaf, and here I got
Omar Abuattieh.
another commissioner. Another commissioner sighting out here. All right. So we are new season. We are excited to show you guys all the different features that we have. So this winter we're going to be at Rutgers. You probably have heard. And we have so many different new features that just definitely make our league better. Do you want to go first with the next gen career advancement thing?
So I'm super excited to share with you guys a pilot program that will be taking place across all three leagues. And this is really an opportunity for us to take advantage of the wealth of experience and knowledge that we have in our league. We have people in the NBA, NBA veterans, people who work in the NFL, lawyers, doctors, surgeons, engineers, and so I think it's time that we kind of take advantage of those opportunities that we have. And so my ask to you guys, if you guys are one of those people who have those experiences and you have your career, I would love if you guys could sign up. Sign up on your own so that I don't have to pester you. At the end of the day, I will pester you. I'm going to get all of you guys to sign on, inshallah, because I think it's really important that we give back to the younger guys. And that's why it's called Next Gen. It's raising the next generation. And if you're one of the younger guys, sign up. It's an opportunity you don't want to miss out on. And so anything across any industry, there will probably be an opportunity for you. And in addition to that, I also want to have a position for anyone who wants to get more involved in the league so that you can shadow our roles. And I think that would be really good for the future, getting you guys involved in these processes. So look for that link to come out and please sign up.
Yeah, and for that next gen career advancement thing, you'll have the opportunity to sign up as either like a mentor or a mentee. And you'll obviously explain what you do, that kind of stuff, and we'll end up pairing you to somebody who would obviously be in your field and somebody that you can help basically. So that's pretty cool. We played with Singer for a long time, and I didn't even realize that he was like a resident from the school that the med school that I go to. You know what I mean? And those kinds of connections end up helping. You know what I mean? And things like that. So it's so that's basically the first new exciting feature for our league, inshallah, coming up. Next thing coming is that we have whopping 16 teams this season. And we were actually going to have 18 teams, but we ended up looking at logistics, and it just made more sense to go from 12 to 16. And, it's crazy that last year at this time we were at 8 teams. We've completely doubled that. Now we're at 16. We thought it was going to be a while before we got to this point, but, we're at 16 now, and we're hoping to, inshallah, be able to handle it just the same way that, or even better than the years prior. That's why we had to make that cutoff at 8 from the two other teams, the 16 to 18. So basically, what we definitely want you guys to obviously participate and join in our league, and we would have loved to handle those two extra teams. But I would just make sure that you guys sign up as soon as you can, as soon as that link drops. Like in the north, it's an hour before they're completely done. Like they're done signups. You know what I mean? Like we were definitely quick this season compared to last season, but we didn't have to chase anybody or anything like that. It was just, I think, like a week or less, right? Like It was like really quick. So I was talking to Ishaq, and he was in our league last season, and he wanted to bring a team, and he was the 18th team. So unfortunately, he can't make it, and he's definitely signing up as soon as the things drops next season, inshallah. But just make sure you keep an eye out for that next season, inshallah.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we tried to go for 18 teams this season. It didn't work out because of the facility and some of the other logistics, but definitely, the next time that the link for registration drops, you got to sign up right away, or else you'll miss out on it.
Yes, sir. And then speaking of the facility, we're actually going to be at Rutgers this season, as we mentioned before. So with that, it's exciting. We have new facilities. Everything's going to look great, hopefully, inshallah. And we're actually going to be at different campuses and different times. So you're going to have to make sure you look out for announcements. We're going to, on the pod here every week, we will tell you where the next game is and what time everything is and whatnot. The website should have something as well. We're also going to make announcements on WhatsApp, so you won't be able to miss it. And we'll also talk about it on the day of the league when we're there. You run into any of us and you're asking, hey, where's the next week? We'll be able to have that information for you. We'll be able to talk about it, let everybody know. But just make sure you understand that you're checking the facility as well as the time and the day. I think there's one day for our entire season where it's on a Sunday, but every other day should be Saturday, and it should be the same way as like a relatively consistent schedule. But we are going to have some games on Livy, some games are going to be on Cook Dug. Do we have maybe I think the championship and the semifinals are going to be in the College Ave main gym. So
the main gym. So this is a huge incentive to get your team all the way to the end, because obviously if you guys are familiar with Rutgers and the College Ave main gym, it was actually the main gym for the the actual university team for a while. And so they have like these very nice stands for
and bleachers and we're looking, inshallah, this is more info to come on this later, but we're looking to make it into a big event, inshallah. And so it's definitely big for us in the league, and we're excited definitely to have our games there. I'll see you guys in the finals hopefully. Anyway, we also aren't going to give you much details on this, but we are going to have a different reward, inshallah, for winning it, besides the nothing that Nazareth got last season. And who won the first season? Was it Yazur?
It was Yazur.
It was Yazur, yeah. So we'll start actually coming, at least we'll have some kind of trophy, ring, something for our winners, inshallah, coming up. So you definitely have that to be excited about for sure. Okay, now just a couple of things that you guys will need to keep in mind. These are more things that are in your hands, right? So number one, we are instituting a don't pay, don't play rule for week 1. So basically, if you haven't paid, or if there was some kind of error, whatever it is, check your statements, make sure that the money went through, or if sometimes I know it sees like a redirect and you don't end up getting to pay, I'll drop the email in the description, so you just email them, and you guys can end up communicating to figure out what went on. But yeah, we can't, like last season I think we had some people that didn't pay until the very end of the season, you know what I mean? So we definitely want to be a little bit more strict with that this season. So week 1 you got to come, you got to make sure you have paid. I would also urge everybody to go ahead and read the league rules and things like that, so there are no surprises. There's certain things like, I guess, like the lateness policy and things like that are a little bit different. What are we doing about that, by the way? Are we changing that from last season?
We're not going to change it. We're going to be more strict with it. We tried to be lenient last season. If you know that your team is not going to be able to make a certain slot, email us in advance so that we can see if there's any wiggle room in the schedule. But it's just not going to be acceptable at this point to be coming late 25-30 minutes late on game day and then asking for some sort of accommodation. So this is something that we're actually going to enforce this season.
Yeah. And then also we want everybody, so obviously every team has a team captain. Typically this responsibility would fall on them, but last season we had our stat keepers going to chase after teams for check-in and sign-in and all these different things. This year, we're going to have the captains come to the stat table and let the stat keeper know every time before, who's going to be there, who's not going to be there, the numbers, if everything looks correct, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure that you guys are at the stat keeper table 5 minutes before your game time so that the stat keepers can check you guys in and get the game started on time. I think that's all I got, right? For the announcements?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, being as this is the preseason pod, we have no games played except for what's happened last season. But we will be giving you some fresh content today. We're going to go over all the teams. We're going to give them a team grade. Don't take it personally. We obviously don't know a lot of these teams, and there's a lot of variables here. And then we'll be announcing your first week matchup. Just a heads up, the first week is going to be this Saturday. Livingston campus, and it's going to be so we have games between 10 to 1, and we'll announce the times as we go through each one of the games, or each one of the teams, I'm sorry. So okay, let's start with team 1. So this team is Lilo Abbasi, who I recognize here, Forsan Abbasi, Islam Abbasi, Ibrahim Omar, Ramzi. So this looks a lot like the last year's what's their team name? Ariha, yeah, and with Mujtaba. So he's and Ali Sufyan. These are new players. It looks like they got rid of their bigs, and they replaced them. It was some production for sure from I hear about Mujtaba and Ali.
Yeah, I think Mujtaba is one of the Embiid veterans. I only have heard crazy things about him and the way that he's played. I think he's been out for a few seasons, so I think his MBR was something like 36 or something like that. I don't know if it'll still be that high, but I'm sure he's going to be a high production player for them.
Okay. I'm going to give them a B. What do you only because they were really good last year, obviously. However, they got rid of their two bigs, which I feel like were like an integral part of their team. Like I feel like Yazen got so many rebounds, and same with Omar, Big O, and he swung the rock a lot. So I think their team might have gotten, I don't know the two new players that they've added, but potentially gotten worse. So I think still a good rating. I'll give them a B.
Okay, I don't know exactly how much Sybil plays,
Yeah.
so I can't comment on him. I know Ali Sofian's, he plays as like a pretty big body.
Oh yeah, how tall is he?
She's taller than me, I'm pretty sure, maybe 6'2".
Oh, okay, so they have some kind of size. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know that he would be the same
B plus
player. Yeah, I think I would give a B plus because I don't know that he plays the same position as Big O, but he still provides height.
Okay. And then they are playing Team 2. This is an interesting team.
Okay.
So we got Hassan Zakir. I actually played with him this morning. Abdul Traore, Sami Shaban, Mikhail Chowdhury. I don't know who that is. We have Kareem Shaban, Asa Jawara. Oh, this is a fusion of like the old Ajur team and the Sami Shaban team. Yassine Al-Sharif and Mohamed Salim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting team. I think. So this is gonna be interesting to see how Hassan plays with Sami and Kareem, because I know from what I hear, Kareem and like Sami, I feel like is like a strong personality on a team, and you've been on the team with him, so you kind of let me know how that is. And Hassan is also like he's a great player, and sometimes you can say that like sometimes I feel like their team just needs like that strong personality, like that direction.
Yeah.
But will they butt heads, or will it work the way that they want to? That's the big question here.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be really interesting to watch. It's definitely like, coming together of different star players who individually can take over a game by themselves. So how does that work together? I think you're going to have good management at the end of the day, good leadership. But, they have some really good supporting players.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have like really good spots, like positions for each thing. So you have like Kareem and Isa are the guards. You have Hassan is just like a scorer, small forward kind of thing. You have a center in Abdul Traore and Sami. Like that's a really good starting five there, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll give him an A. A minus.
I think A minus is fair.
Yeah.
Kareem, this is supposed to be a big season for you. You got to come into your own, and we talked about it a little bit. And we talked about your team, so
yeah,
A minus.
And we know these teams, like Kareem has not had a bad season with us yet.
No.
You know what I mean? And he's obviously an MB vet. He's been with us for a long time. Yeah. Okay. So So I take, if they're playing against each other, I'll take Team 2 because I gave them a better grade. So they're 1 p.m. Court 2 at Livingston this Saturday, Livingston campus. All right. Next game, we have Team 8 versus Team 14. Let's find those. Okay, so Team 8 is right here. Okay, Team 8. So you got my guy Dinesh, who I go to school with. Mahmoud Zaid, Omar Mahmoud.
Yeah. I
Back
convinced
from
him
the
to.
dead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Abdullah Shabazz, Yusuf Abdelaziz. He's from the first season of MB as well. Luay Al-Suck. That's it. I'm excited to see him. He's a soccer player. And Mahmoud Ghanem, another throwback from first season. So this is going to be an interesting team to see. They have some real size with Omar. He's not the tallest guy in the world, but he's a very physical player. Dinesh is a great point guard. He can pull from deep. And he plays the role of a point guard really well. Zayed, obviously, we know his shooting can be really good or really bad, but really good usually for a team. What's it called? Yusuf Abdelaziz, great role player. He's a hustle player.
100%.
You guys got a good amount of soccer players that like chase for the ball and they actually just like hustle for the ball, which is like really good. Shabazz is also a known hustle player.
And I'll say about Omar Mahmoud, he was always a basketball player. He played football in college, but he's actually been playing only soccer for the last 2-3 years. Really interesting. Yeah. So that's another, maybe soccer turned back into basketball.
And then Mahmoud Ghanem is a free agent that was assigned to this team, and he's a scorer. And I think it really depends now about, I guess, like, Dinesh, actually, it's funny. He was telling me this Tuesday, we were playing a game, and he was like, KYP, and I was like, what? And he's like, know your personnel about one of the decisions. And I was like, okay, so if he actually is paying attention to his personnel, he might actually, I think they might actually do good. I'm gonna give them I'm gonna give him a C plus.
I think I'm
No.
around the same.
I know it's a little harsh, but I do like them as a team. I hope they do well. But the what's it called? The league this year is looking it's looking tough.
Yeah, no, I think last season they're easily a B, maybe a B plus.
Yeah.
But this season
I'd say
is
B plus
different.
last season, and now this season B minus, C plus in that range.
Yeah.
And they're against Team 14 Week 1, which is my brother's team, and they're gonna. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. So,
Okay.
Sami Butt, Yusuf Sharaf, Faisal Wahid, who we know from the first season,
Right.
Wahid from last season,
Mm-hmm.
Omar Subhani, Sufyan Abdullah, Bilal Habibullah, and Omar Rafai was their free agent. So Sami is a really good point guard. He can pull from really deep. That's like the scouting report from him. Like he can maybe like a couple steps past half court, he can pull up like consistently and make a lot of them. You have my brother, obviously, hustle player, plays really good defense. He can play the guard position. He can also score, albeit inefficiently sometimes. Faisal is also a scorer. Wahid, he's kind of like an all-around player as well. Really good defender, I would say. And he's long, you know.
Yeah.
Umar Subhani is a shooter. Sufyan Abdullah is a guard. And I hear that they have a big that's like 6'8". And
6'8"?
Yeah, I think that's Bilal Habibullah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so this team, they got the guards, they have some scorers, they have the size. I think they're looking at an A team grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with all these players, but that is impressive.
Yeah, it's gonna be they're gonna be a top team,
Oh.
if it is true that they have somebody that's 6'8".
Okay. Yeah, I guess they're ones to watch then.
Yeah, because like honestly, they only needed the size to really make it like super competitive for them because their other positions are really good, especially the guard positions, and now they have the size, so it'll be definitely something to watch for sure.
All right. So I guess they're taking the win.
Yeah, I'll put them over Dinesh's team or Mahmoud Zayed's team, but they're also at 1:00. This is going to be Court 1 at Livingston campus. So we'll see you guys then, fellas. All right, next teams 15 and 16. So here we are. So Old Yazur, team 15. So we got Montaka, Mumtaz.
No, what team anymore?
Who else on?
Yeah.
Okay, so just okay, I'll pop that out. All right, so we have Montaka, Mumtaz from last year. We know he was pretty nice. Salihoun, he dropped 40 and 20, I think it was, when they were down 5, like a player. They were 5 against 4, and they still took the win.
Did he even win MVP that week? Like, I'm not actually sure he did.
No, he did.
Oh, he did?
But they didn't put an image.
Oh, that was the one. Yeah.
He deserved the image.
Yes, he did.
And also, Montaka that week had like a 20-point triple-double or something like that. It was such a crazy week for them.
Yeah.
They have Sadia, I don't know who Kojo or Rahim are, but the last time Yazur came with 2 no-names, their names were Salihun and Surakata.
Yes.
And that was not fun.
No.
And then obviously they have Omar Dar. I don't know. I think that's their free agent assignment. Yeah, I'm not familiar with. So I guess 3 players on this team, but they're you can bet that they're gonna play well. You have to give them an A after their performances in both seasons. Very strong showings.
For sure.
As long as they can show up, they'll bring the pain.
Yeah, one to watch on this team. Obviously, there are multiple, but Salihoun is really going to tear it up. Like,
Yeah.
I was not expecting that when we played against him, but he's an athletic guy,
Yeah.
and he looks strong,
Yeah.
but he's 10 times stronger than what he looks like. So he's honestly a great player.
He takes it well. He like always takes it into the paint, and like he's really good at just finishing through that contact and like generating that contact, getting to the right spots. Like he's really good at that. Mumtaz also is like a really good inside-out game. Like he can shoot the 3, he can take it inside. So he's definitely someone on that team that's deadly as well. But yeah, so I gotta give him an A.
Definitely A.
And then they're against Team 16. So do you want to go through them? Because I actually don't recognize anyone on the team.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know everybody on this team. So I don't know who Abdullah is. I know Todd and Amir. That's pretty much everyone on the team that I know. So yeah, Todd.
Who's Big Mo Burka?
I don't know. I love when they join with like the crazy names. Yeah.
Big Mo Burka. We'll have fun with that on the pod.
Yeah. I'm not sure who that is. Yasir, Hamza, Uthman, and Ronnie is their free agent.
agent.
Yeah, so Todd and Amir, they both pulled up to the PSRF
Ball for Barca.
ball. Well, now it's a Muslim basketball PSRF ball for Gaza event that we did last week, and they did very well. I'm very interested to see how the rest of their team is. But they're definitely, they're athletes. I've only played with, I think that was the first time I've ever seen Todd and Amir play.
Yeah.
So I can't give them the most accurate grade, and also I only know 2 of the 8. So I would say B.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the devil that I know. No, so I would say Yazur is looking crazy. Yeah, as usual. I think they'll obviously you gotta. If I know that team and I know they're a really good team, you gotta go with them. So I'm gonna take Yazur on this one. But that's gonna be 12 o'clock, Court 2, Livingston campus. All of it's gonna be Livingston today. I'm gonna keep repeating it just for the people that skip through. But 12 o'clock, Livingston campus. 15. So that's Yazur versus the Amir, Sada, and Todd team.
Yeah.
Okay. Next game. Team 11 versus Team 12. Okay. All right. So you got on Team 11, you have Gagan, MP3 from last season, Abdel Mohammed, who was supposed to play with us last season at one point. These are people that I recognize from CJML, actually. Bilal Moghos from there as well. He played the first season of MB with us. Aaron Mascarenas, Ruhan Ahmed, who also played at CJML, Zayd Amanullah, and Karim Rafai is their assigned free agent. Okay. So Gagan came into CJML week 3 or 4 or something like that, and he dropped 50. So he's a really good player for sure. I actually personally haven't seen him play.
Okay.
But what's it called? I heard he just lit it up whenever he was playing. He makes you pay for every little mistake. And then MP3 we know is a really good shooter. Abdel Mohammed's a big guy. He's 6 foot or 6'1", and he's just strong. He gets rebounds. He fights for the boards. That's kind of how he plays. Bilal Moghos is a really good scorer. He's a really good mid range. So he'll get to that mid range to a spot and pull up from there. Sometimes he'll take it in for the lay. And I think Ruhan Ahmed he has goggles. He's don't but he has a pretty good handle and he could shoot. So I mean, this team, I think they're missing a big. I don't think Abdel with the size that we have in our league, I don't think Abdel would be able to just handle that position on his own.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure who Aaron is or Zayd Amanullah. I don't think they're big though. I think I heard about someone talking about Aaron and he wasn't huge. But yeah, so this team definitely they have a lot of talent. Let's see how it really pans out because it could work. But they are definitely on the smaller side of teams.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give them okay, I can't penalize them that much. I'm gonna say a B+ to an A-, in that range, just because of that big hole that they're missing. Do you know anyone on this team?
No one.
Okay.
Other than MP3,
yeah,
not enough to make an assessment.
Okay, and they're playing Team 12, so this is the Sakr team. So Mohammed, Ahmed, and Abdurrahman Sakr. We've only played with Abdurrahman in our league. Mo Amin is on this team, so they have size. He's 6'2", 6'3" in that range, and he's pretty solid.
Probably
gets rebounds.
Probably the best free agent
assignment.
Yeah.
He's pretty good for sure. Mohammed Sakr is a guard. He plays like a guard. He's pretty good if he continues to work on his skill. But no, he played well in CJML, and that's I feel a lot of times if you're playing in a league and you eventually get your legs under you, that's enough to you know what I mean, end up if you can handle the ball, and he definitely can. You have Ahmed Sakr, who's also a big, the way that he plays, he's 6'1", I believe, but he's strong.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it looks like this is a team of just bigs kind of.
Yeah.
Based off of what we're talking about here. But I heard Diashan is really good.
Okay.
I just heard that from, I remember who they were talking. I think Abdurrahman Sakr was talking about it with somebody. He's yeah, we're picking up this guy. He's really good. And we're all right.
We'll see.
Bet.
No, you know what? He has a he does this often because actually he has a soccer team by the shore, and so he called me and someone else up to get him on the team. I've never played any sport with him before, but I guess he's good at bringing players
GM?
in. Yeah, GM.
Rahman suck as a GM here. All right, but we'll keep that in mind for the draft season.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that game's 12 o'clock as well. Livingston, that's court 1, okay?
Who wins?
Oh,
You have,
I forgot to give him a grade, actually. Size usually does correlate to good things in the league.
Yeah.
A lot of times if you have size...
Typically, whoever gets the most rebounds wins the game.
Yeah. And like the historically the teams that have had size, like Shatila, always a really good team just because they always just lock down the boards. They played like good defense because again they have that extra length.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a B.
Okay.
So I'll take Team 11 over them, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout or anything like that. I think it'll be really close, and I think it could really go either way. Again, this is all with like limited knowledge. I don't really know a lot of these players, so let's see how it goes. Okay, next team, Team 6 and Team 13. So Team 6. Okay, so these are your defending champions. So Old Nazareth, Shafiq and Omar Mana. Ilyas is still there. Mohammed Al-Ad. You got so we do see some new faces here though. So we have Muayyad Abul Huda, who I believe he played in MB before. I don't really know who he is. I think he's in the north though. Do you know who he is?
No.
Okay, Muhammad Adam and Muad, same last name as Ilyas, so it looks like maybe they're related in some way.
Younger brother.
Younger
yeah,
brother? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he has half the hustle that Ilyas does, it's not good for the league. And then their free agent is Ahmed Al-Kasabi. So this team is definitely, you have to just give them an A based off of last season. I don't know if it's an upgrade or a downgrade because I don't really know the players that they replaced with. But they won last year and they did it in it was just kind of like a smooth, obviously it was still like a game, you know what I mean? But like they were one of the dominant teams throughout the entire season last season. So Team 6, you got to give them an A.
Who did they replace?
They replaced Amir Hassan. And at least one other person.
I forgot his name. Okay, I know who it is.
I'm blanking.
He's like the bigger guy.
Silman. No, that wasn't Silman. He's on the other team. He's on. Wait.
Yeah, I forgot his
bigger
name.
guy.
I'll have to check the last season.
I thought their only big was Omar Mana.
I mean, no, he's not a big guy per se,
yeah.
but he's bigger than who they have now.
Oh. Okay, you're gonna check.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you have to give them an A because they won last season. I feel like I gave a lot of A's though. I feel like I gotta like turn it down.
I wouldn't give them an A. I feel like I'd give them like a B plus.
I just feel like if you just won, you have to get an A, right? Like
Yeah.
they won, they proved all the doubters wrong.
It's fair, and Amon Mana like really take over.
Yeah,
the game.
he's tough.
I could not believe it when it came down to the last minute when we played them.
Yeah.
And he drew the foul and won by himself. The rest of the team wasn't even up the court. It was all him. That was frustrating.
Is that last year's
was
team?
it Amir Hassan?
Amir Hassan for sure. Ahmed Saleh, who's that?
That was their captain.
I don't remember him either.
Yeah, you're right. It was Amir Hassan.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ahmed. Did he play? Do you remember? Oh, I remember Muhammad Ahmed. Okay. Yeah.
I should know him. After doing the pod for this long.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so that is Team 6. I'll give him an A. You say B plus.
I'll give him B plus.
Okay, fair enough. And they're playing Team 13. Oh, so this is Haifa.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, so they're playing what was the worst team of the league last season. Basically, were they the absolute worst, or were they like second? They were bottom of the league though, like bottom 3, one of the bottom 3 teams. They signed up with the exact same team as last season. So okay, Haifa. I really hope. Believe me, I really hope that you guys come with a vengeance and you guys have been training or whatever it is, and you guys just come out and just like destroy the defending champions this coming game, because that would be retribution right there. Actually, that would be beautiful to watch. But I do think if you guys are staying exactly the same, I'm gonna have to say a C plus or a C, like in that range. Like unfortunately, you guys have some real talent. You really do. Elton Dassar. Wait, where's? Oh, Osama is there. Okay, Osama as well. But
yeah, I will say that I'm super happy that they did
yes,
stay
I
together.
agree. I also agree.
I think that it tells the story of Muslim basketball beautifully. Like
Yeah.
these guys, you have to understand.
They're from Staten Island.
They're from Staten Island. Their free agent. They
kept
obviously
him.
they didn't know him.
Yeah.
But they made it a point to stick with him this season because they just created such a good bond and relationship.
For sure.
And that's really what the league is about.
Yeah.
So although you guys only had 2 wins last season, I think it was an overall win for me.
And when they won, everyone was hyped.
Everyone was happy.
Everyone was so hyped. It was so crazy, except Enes. Enes was not happy.
but I will say, like, I'm super happy that you guys
same.
are in the league and that you guys have stayed together. And,
for sure.
And,
I can't wait to see these guys. We had them on the pod, and it was a great episode. It was fun. These guys they're fun. Oh, and then Dasar, it was cool to have them on here. Okay, so unfortunately, I do have to give you guys a C plus in that range, but yeah, give him help, please. Okay, so that's gonna be at Livingston, Court 2, 11 a.m. That's 6 by 13. Okay, perfect. All right, next game, Team 7 versus Team 9. Okay, so this team is gonna be a little wild.
Yeah, this is a fantastic team.
Okay.
I've played against a few of these guys.
Yeah.
Amir Charkas absolutely lit me up in North Jersey. Like I could not defend him.
Yeah.
I could not defend him. He was pulling up from everywhere. I remember I'm pretty sure he had a step back. Maybe it was a game winner or it was like the dagger or whatever it was, and I was blown away.
And I feel like you're a really good defender too. It's not like you're a slouch either. Like
I was trying.
Yeah.
I was trying, and he put it away. So big props to him. He's not fast.
Yeah.
But he's like I would compare him maybe to like Luka Doncic type of movement where he knows how to move the ball and move his body and create space. Such a good player. Joe Capone. He was also obviously he plays North Jersey, I'm pretty sure every season. I never played against him, even in the season that I played in North Jersey, but I always hear like great things about him. So he's definitely someone to watch out for because he too can take over a game.
And then
Tawfiq.
Pod boy Tawfiq is bringing it into the league. I love to see it, man.
I'm so happy that he's joining this season.
We're gonna have to definitely have him on for an episode over here. And then you have Iyad Abdul Shahid. He actually was one of the winners of the CJML League last season. So he's a really good player. He knows how to use his body and really good going downhill. He's like 6'2", I want to say, in that range, 6'1". This team is actually wild. Like, we might have to keep an eye on them. My Raj, obviously, we're happy to have them back. My Raj is MB vet. Sabir Abdul Shahid. He looks like related to Iyad, same last name there. I don't know who he is. Yusuf Ali, I don't know who that is. And their assigned free agent was Osman Rahman. Yeah. Based off of everything that I'm hearing about this team and all the different... I can't believe I'm about to give it another A. Yeah, this is like, I honestly want to throw this whole just teammate rating things just out the window at this point. But I'm gonna have to give them an A. I'm hearing so much about this team's potential and how good they are and how they should be nuked and all this stuff, and we have to keep an eye on them, but like we can't really make that decision yet without seeing them play. So Team 7 is definitely looking like a good team for sure. Team 9, who's the team that they're playing against, you know these guys, right? I don't know them.
I only know one player on the team, and I don't know anything about his basketball ability. I played soccer with him, so that's Abdulaziz Jafar.
Is he an athlete?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, he goes by.
Okay, so he's not like LeBron James, like
no. I would no.
A freak of nature, like
no. He's good. He's a younger guy. So honestly, I'm looking at this team. I can't make an accurate assessment.
Okay, question mark.
Yeah,
know. But I mean, I'm gonna go with Team 7.
Yeah. Me as well. Team 7 takes it.
Yeah. Okay, this is Livingston, Court 1, 11 a.m. Okay. The next teams are going to be Team 4 and Team 5. So Team 4, okay, we got Malik Suleiman, Rayyan al-Banna, Abdullah Mahmoud, I don't know who Matthew Baker is, Omar Abuattieh, Yusuf al-Safadi, Karam al-Gamal, and Omar Sadiq. Okay, so this team would be really good first season of MB. This season, I think I'm going to have to give my first D. No offense to these guys. They all play with heart. I love them to death. Matic is an amazing player. I think I would love to have him on my team. But yeah, and obviously, great player. He's shown it through the past seasons. Abdullah Mahmoud, he gets his boards. He plays great defense. And he gets his buckets down low. But, it's just, this is going to be a tough watch, I think.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I tried to give my advice, honestly, going into it. I think, Matthew Baker is a solid player. Rayan, obviously, yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, one thing to note is Rayan's not going to be there for the, first 2-3 games, maybe. He's recovering from surgery.
Oh, really?
Back.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Is he all right?
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, keep him in your dua.
Okay, well, inshallah.
But, inshallah, he'll be good after, a little bit of recovery. So it's going to be tough because Rayan would be, their main man.
Yeah.
And then, you have some younger guys in Yusuf As-Safadine, Karam Al-Gamal, who don't have that much basketball experience. So, yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. It's, for me, in between a D and like a...
An F?
Like
no, I'm kidding.
No, like a C- or a C or something.
Okay.
But, prove me wrong at the end of the day. Those were my teammates, Abdullah Mahmoud, Malik. So, I played with them. And it was me, Malik, Abuattieh, Osad. I'll give him a C+ actually because we held our own against Nazareth.
It was just you guys?
It was just us, and we almost beat Nazareth. We were winning for most
true.
of the game. In all fairness, I don't think Nazareth had expected it, so I think we came out punched them in the mouth, and so that was like a rude awakening for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, really prove me wrong.
You also did have like 3 threes to start the game. Like, you weren't a slouch either. You definitely showed out.
I had a good game.
I think I remember that. I was like, wow, this guy's acting different today. It's funny.
But yeah, so I'll C+ maybe. Yeah.
Okay. And then let's see. Oh, then it's my team. So team 5. Okay, so my team. So we have Sharuk, who's like 6'4", 6'5". He's an MB vet. He's played before. He's like definitely like our big. We have Bruno, who I go to school with. He's like 6'3", and he plays like a big. Like he kind of posts up. He can shoot. He's a really good player actually. Good power forward. Sayed Ali, we call him Rayan actually. So he's like a point guard kind of player as well. I haven't really played with him, so I'm not really sure. Tariq Hamid, we already know, is point guard. He plays like a pure PG. Then there's me, which you guys all know. Omar Rana, I played with him in CJML, and I really liked playing with him. He's like 6'1", I would say, and or 6'2", and that probably 6'1". And he's just like an all-around like scorer, I would say. Like he has a really good handle. He can shoot the ball, catch and shoot. Like he can drive in. So he just like you don't really know what he's going to give you.
Okay.
Ahmed Kawar, he's actually healthy this season. And he's coming in for a vengeance, alhamdulillah. And, we all know how he gets those boards. So he's like 6'2", 6'3", I think, something like that. And he gets boards. So that's what we need him for. And then Usman Khan as well coming off. So he's been training. He lost a good amount of weight. He's looking a lot better inshallah this season. So let's see how it goes. I think he's missing the first 3 weeks though, which is unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it is what it is. But
yeah, I mean,
that's our team.
Availability is going to be really important this season.
Yeah.
It's
especially
only
this less
7
games.
weeks.
Yeah.
So you really want to be there. Every game counts because the seeding is going to be important.
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of question marks around my team. So I'm going to say B+.
Okay.
Just to be like conservative, and I think a B+ would just be like, that I'm fine with that.
Okay, that's fair. I think maybe you're underplaying it a little bit just so that no one kind of like has you on the radar. Because if you got 6 A's and you're putting yourself at a B+, they're gonna worry about the A's.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna say anything, but up next we do have Team 10.
Oh God.
Team 10. I think they should be nerfed right now.
Fair enough.
That's actually Omar's team.
That's my team.
No, wait. Before we go on, Team 4 and Team 5. Games at 10 a.m. Court 2, Livingston campus on Saturday. And that's the same for the next matchups will be 10 a.m. Court 1, Livingston campus. All right, so Team 10, Mohamed Al-Benna. We all know Mohamed Al-Benna. Sean, the just insane shooter. Probably one of the best shooters I've ever seen. Ammar Sema, who we know is also really good. Enes, also we know is really good. AMM's coming off his injury. Alhamdulillah, he's back. I'm excited to see him on a lineup. and we know the benefit that he provides. Mohamed Turan, Omar Abuattieh, and is that your little brother, Dean?
Yeah.
Dean Abuattieh. Okay, that's a stacked team. Care to tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're gonna be a team. Our biggest problem is gonna be father time,
Yeah.
and and it's also gonna be an issue with availability.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are not gonna be there. Maybe like 60% of the league,
okay.
which is gonna be difficult. And then a lot of injuries.
Ayman obviously is coming off his injury.
Yeah, but
I think you were mentioning
Achilles
Sean.
tear. Sean is still injured. Ahmad is not going to be there for a while. Mohamed, has a few minor injuries. So, it's going to be difficult. But I'm still positive. We got height, and we got a wealth of experience. It comes both ways. Comes right against father time, but also because they have that experience. So I think we're a solid team.
Yeah,
I think we can compete against some of the younger like Yazur or Joe Capone, Amir, Tawfiq. Like I think we could do well this season.
Okay.
I'll give myself an A if we're healthy and available, and like a B to a B plus if we can't be there.
Okay. Yeah, you guys definitely look good, and you look stacked. I wonder how it's going to look, though, because it's also like, you have Mohamed Benna, from what we've seen of him, needs the ball in his hands. Ammar, from what we've seen of him, needs the ball in his hands. Enes as well, from what we've seen of him, needs the ball in his hands. Ayman as well has that problem. So it's going to be interesting to see how it actually pans out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And they're against Mahruz's team. So they made a deep run last season. This is Mahruz, Omar Sinjar, Salman Ilyas. That's an upgrade for them.
Mm-hmm.
You have Amir Koyas, who we hear is also good. I've never really personally seen him play. Erase Spall, who used to be on my team, old teammate. He's trash. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's going to be interesting to see him on this team for sure. I think he's excited to be utilized in a specific way on this team. So I'm excited to see how it actually meshes. Walid Tahir. And Farhan Youssef, and then Salman Tahir is assigned to them as a free agent, or did they not have one? I don't remember. But anyway, he's on that team. Okay, so this team, we know they're going to be really good this season. They have a big now. Last season, I don't think they really had one.
Salman is a huge
and he plays
upgrade.
he plays like a pure big, and he actually you can straight up just make plays for him, you know what I mean, and I think that was one of the shortcomings that Der Sabah last year did not do, and I think that's what he's looking for from this team here today or this season. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this actually works.
It will be because my first thought was that he might crowd up the middle for Sinjar and for Mahruz, but Mahruz has been, I don't know about Sinjar, but Mahruz has been putting in a lot of off-season work, and he could shoot the 3-ball now, he can shoot the mid-range, so I don't think he needs to get down low as often as he used to.
Yeah.
And then maybe when he does get down there, he has someone to dump it off to.
Right.
So I think it's a huge addition to the team.
That's going to be an A for me too.
100% A. I think Farhan did a great job putting this team together.
I mean, look, overall, I think a lot of the teams here are looking really competitive.
Yeah.
If I were to go back and do all the grades again, I probably would have to bring my standard down a little bit, just because we gave a lot of A's.
Just to calibrate it,
right?
Yeah.
But going through it one by one, I was just like, wow, this looks like a good team. This looks like a good team too. Again, you know what I mean?
And
it's like
that's such a big statement to what we were last season too, because that's what we have in mind is we're comparing these to last season teams. I think last season teams we had 3 or 4 front runners. Now I feel like half of the
you have a lot of different competitive
teams can win the championship at the end of the day. So I'm so excited to see how it plays out. I think the storyline is going to be great.
Yep.
I think there's going to be a lot to talk about on the podcast.
For sure. And we definitely want you guys to come and be a part of the podcast. So, whenever you guys, feel like a good week is to come out, just, shoot me a text. You'll see my name on the WhatsApp. I'm usually pretty active in that group chat, but just send me a message, find me on the day of and say, hey, I'd like to come on the pod. I'll see if I can squeeze you guys in. I'm trying to actually we only have 7 weeks this week, but I mean this year, but I usually try to get players Regular season, yeah. But usually I try to like get players from each team and try to bring them on the pod so that we can have just some like representation of each team for the league. So come by, let me know. I'll bring you guys right in. We get ahead, talk about the league, talk about the games. We go through it all, and then that's part of what we want to do. And also we have a lot of new media features that you guys haven't heard about yet that are definitely coming soon. But I'll let you guys see that on the gram, inshallah. But I think that's all we have, right?
Yeah, I just want to say, we want you guys to get involved as much as possible at every level as possible. So whether that is in the career aspect of things, if you want to get involved in media or in organizing stuff and logistics, there is always a spot. Reach out, get involved. This is such a fun organization.
No, it really is.
To
It really
be a
is.
part of. And there's always room for more.
No, I'll tell you what. Actually, they were saying that at one point they were like considering like having somebody else do the podcast, and like I was like, okay, I understand. And then like it's like I've med school and I have all these things, and I was like, no, I love doing the pod. It's like I'll make time. I'll do the pod. I don't even care. I'm just gonna make it happen. And like I actually didn't, when I first signed up to do the podcast, I didn't know it was gonna be this. I didn't even know it was gonna be like a real kind of podcast, the way it is right now. I was just volunteering to help, and it just turned out to be something that was like way more than I expected. I got to meet so many cool people, and I like really enjoy doing this every week. So it's like it's something you wouldn't even expect. You don't know what you won't realize what you're really signing up for. You know what I mean? Like, and if it ever becomes too much, you totally can let us know. We can scale it back, whatever your involvement is. So you guys let us know, and inshallah we'd love to get you guys involved. And before we sign off, of course, the theme of our league, which we didn't mention in the beginning, but definitely as important as ever, is Palestine. As you guys saw, we raised quite a good amount of money for the endowment fund for the Gazan, Students Fund. And all the proceeds from our league, besides league operations, go into donations for Palestine. So we always have a donate link in the description of the YouTube videos. So feel free to go ahead and click on that and donate generously, inshallah, and keep them in your dua, inshallah, so that we can all hope for and pray for the best outcomes together.
And I'm really glad that you brought up this season's charity. I wanted to elaborate on it a little bit. So it's the Gaza Student Endowment Fund and / Scholarship Fund. And what this is, it's going to, all of your contributions are going directly to fund education for people who have escaped Gaza, and inshallah for the future, kids in Gaza who weren't able to finish their college education or were at the beginning of their college education. And so it's a hugely important initiative. There aren't many like it. A lot is going, for relief or whatnot, but this is something that you're bringing kids from Gaza or from Gaza adjacent into New Jersey to Rutgers University to study here. So these are people that in 2-3 years, they might be playing in the league or they might be around. You might be able to see them in very short time. So I just want you to think about the direct impact that you can have, inshallah, by contributing. And I think we're super excited to be working with the fund this season.
Absolutely. And with that being said, thank you guys for listening. You've made it this far, and assalamu alaikum.